You might not realize that your brain is getting altered when you eat junk food. Junk food is anything you get pretty much at McDonald's, at KFC, at Arby's. It's pretty hard to choose healthy there, but they do have some healthy options. Junk food is also Doritos, Lay's, it's been so long, Chick-fil-A. What else is processed food? Ice cream, cakes, candies, donuts, pastries, crackers.
Chicken nuggets, burritos, sandwiches, all processed.
If your kids are eating this diet, be forewarned that their brain is being altered.
We noticed that 85.8% of you guys are not subscribed. So what are you doing? We give you guys free weight loss advice. And to the 14.2% that are subscribed, you guys are doing something right here. So thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it. But seriously, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Number one is that ultra-processed foods were my drug. And it's also known and research shows that it's as addictive as drugs. And I really relate to this. I used to do anything for my cake, anything for my cookies. I stole money from my mom to get my cookies. That's the same thing cocaine addicts do. They rob banks, they rob people, they rob humans to go get cocaine. I did that for my sugar. I mean, that's pretty crazy, but I really did that.
The way your brain is altered when you eat ultra-processed foods, it's just like the same thing that they notice in heroin and cocaine addicts. Like, this is serious, folks. I had no idea. I was blindsided. Penelope was like eating whole bags of goldfish at her friends' houses. She was eating like ridiculous amounts of pizza, and because she couldn't get that ultra processed food at home. And all of your behaviors, like hiding it, stealing, like all the things, like it's really serious. I had no idea.
I mean, I used to hide all this processed food under my bed, under my pillows, in my closet. We had a chest outside. I'd hide pizza boxes under. I'd even get my Burger King bags. I'd like eat a lot of food. I'd throw it underneath of paper boxes, and then I'd fetch for it later on when I was hungry again, because I was so addicted. And mom would try to buy me healthier things, and my body was like, ew, this is gross. But yeah, that's a long story for another time.
Did you know that the majority of Americans are on an ultra-processed food diet? Now, I get it, it's convenient, but it's actually not. Long-term, you will pay the consequences. Your family will pay the consequences. Your genetic line is going to pay the consequences, because a woman's ovaries today and her offspring tomorrow is going to dictate the future of humanity. This is serious, folks. This is not just like, oh, the Doritos are fine. Are they? A study recently published in the British Medical Journal showed that 60% of Americans' diets are from ultra-processed food. I'm not just making an assumption. This is statistics. This is truth. And I want you to go home, if you're not home already, and I want you to look in your cupboards. And I want you to start either giving away or throwing away food that is ultra-processed. And please stop buying it. Stop buying things in cans, stop buying things in bottles, and start making your own food. And make sure it tastes great. And if you don't know how, we will teach you. We have a program that's just $47 a month. And I was on MasterChef, and we love to cook, and we've lost over 255 pounds together as a mother-daughter ensemble. And we would love to support you with it.
Did you guys know that when you're eating that bag of chips or those Oreos, you are causing yourself some cognitive decline? Research shows that it literally makes you more dumb. And I kind of feel like I relate to that, because when I was eating processed foods, you guys, my scores on my quizzes and tests and stuff was lower. Then when I started losing weight and working out, I had better grades, which I think is really interesting. And I never really talked about this, but this actually happened to me when I stopped eating processed foods and started eating whole foods.
I know that you want your kids to succeed, and I know that you want to set them up for success. And understanding that the brain changes that are happening in your children's developing brains when they eat ultra-processed food is critical. If I were you, I would start talking to the school about eradicating ultra-processed food and finding ways to get fresh, healthy, whole foods into your kids' schools so they just don't have access. Talk to your friends' parents where your kids are spending time, and make a deal with them that they're only going to serve whole foods at that party. They're only going to serve healthy things. There is a re-education that is required right now, and moms have got to lead it. What's interesting is that when you start to give up the ultra-processed foods and leave them to the side and quit them, because they never really worked for you, so you might as well quit them. It's like a bad relationship, you know? You will have withdrawal symptoms. Oh, wait, there's an echo in here. Same thing as an addict. You will have withdrawal symptoms. You might get body aches, you might be grumpy, you might feel like you've got the flu. And these are all detox symptoms and withdrawal symptoms that, your body is no longer getting that fuel from those, what I call food-shaped objects. They're not real food. Your body doesn't recognize them as real food. And so if you're making that decision, just make it during a time where you can, maybe during a weekend where you can rest a little more, but it's just going to take a few days and then your body will reboot itself. It's incredible to watch how resilient the human body is, but there will take some willpower to get it out of the house, some willpower to stop buying it and find new things that you love just as much, if not more, that are actually going to serve you and do something positive for your body and health, not negative, making you sick and fat and dumb and depressed. No, who wants that? What world is that? That's the world we're building in this country. And we're raising our children blindly, thinking it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay.
Well, it looks like you just wrapped that point up for me.
Well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Snatch it out of your hands and be like, "Don't eat that"? I mean, didn't Fat Amy?
You actually did.
I know, but Fat Amy told a really big story on Oprah about how her mom did this, and the whole audience was like, "Oh, what a terrible parent!" It's like,
what an awesome parent, because you know what
ice cream in her case.
Okay, this is what drives me insane. It's like when people are like, they talk about this whole food stuff, and I'm like, shut up, because you would never give your child cocaine. That would be frowned upon.
Yeah, so but like you try to
why
just
is it okay to get
an eating disorder? Your therapist was like, "Don't talk about it. It's tricky, Penelope." What were you gonna say?
Before you interrupted me 6 times. You guys, this happens all the time in real life, and it's like so frustrating. If you're a daughter and this happens to you, please comment down below.
Try to do better.
You guys saw that. I tried 3 times. Woman. Okay, anyway.
Women are great. What do you mean?
If you know what you know. Anyway.
I'm a woman.
I used to be really depressed. Yes, this is true. I used to eat chips and Oreos and cookies in my friends' rooms, and they were eating it too. And we would listen to sad music and be all depressed. But guess what, guys? Life is beautiful and amazing, and I don't feel that way anymore. Did you guys know that in a study, it showed that people who ate processed foods had a 33% higher chance of getting depression? I think that's crazy.
Yeah, but once you're down the dark hole, and a lot of moms call me confidentially because they can't get the support they need, they're not getting results, their kids are getting more depressed and more obese, and they don't know what to do about it. And it's really hard once the cycle has begun. It's really hard to capture your child out of the grips of depression. And I'm telling you, SSRIs, the drugs, the antidepressants, actually don't work. They make you more tired. They make you more obese, and they might help short term, but there's no pathway off of those drugs. I know people who are desperate to get off, but like it's too steep of a climb, and there's also no support for that. So if you're a parent who is struggling with an obese, depressed child, stop buying processed food. Stop buying it now. And if you don't want an obese, depressed child, stop giving it to your family and yourself immediately. And if you want recipe ideas, check our Instagram out, join our program. Check us out. Are you guys ready to have like your mind blown? Are you ready to like open the gates to your brain and to your heart around something that is so good for business, but bad for you? There's this thing called a bliss point. And a bliss point is when food scientists are able to combine fat, sugar, and salt in just the right combination to switch your brain into a kind of euphoria that will also shut down your natural satiation points. That means the natural full feeling. They are engineering food. I'm just going to repeat it. The food scientists that make Doritos, that make Coca-Cola, that make your Yoplait yogurt, the food scientists that are behind those recipes are very familiar with what's called a bliss point. And that bliss point is carefully calculated to override when you feel full, carefully calculated to shift you into addiction, carefully calculated. Do not fall prey to not knowing anymore, because now you know. So now what are you going to do about it? I'm not making this stuff up. This is serious business. And I'm so convicted about it because my own daughter was in the grips of this addiction. And I know parents who've lost their children to suicide, who've completely lost their children to addiction. And I don't want that for you. And I believe that it starts in the kitchen, it starts at the school, and it starts really, really young. And I don't think that Ozempic is the solution. I think that rehabilitating your body by going off of these foods is a great first step.
And lastly, but not least, is that ultra-processed foods alter the gut microbiome. They change your gut microbiome and make your gut microbiome a more toxic place.
Yeah, it's like this bad bacteria lives there.
You told me that there's a lot of bad bacteria that collects there, and it makes your body crave the wrong things, which is the kind of part of the bliss point.
It's like you're hosting bad roommates that don't pay their bills and just like eat all your food.
Oh, those suck.
Yeah, so you just gonna be like, you kick those bad roommates out. You'd be like, hey, listen, you're just taking up space. You're squatting on my property. You're not paying anything. Get out. So if you want those bad bacteria to get out of your gut, which is like a second brain, you got a gut-brain axis. That means your gut and your brain are closely connected. And so if you want to reboot your health and you want to lose weight once and for all, and you want to get your life back, then you got to kick those ultra-processed foods to the curb.
If you're a woman and you want to get healthy, you want to start your fitness journey, you want to lose the weight once and for all, then you should join our Women's Accountability Group. It's only $47 a month right now, but January 1st, it's going to go up. So you should lock in your price now before it goes up. And we have a really amazing small group of women. We keep it small because it's super personal. We have a weekly group coaching call. I mean, it's amazing.
Tech support, basically, all waking hours.
24/7, no AI bots. You know, we give you so much information about the gut microbiome, about health, meditation course,
90 videos.
Mom and I moving all the time, like in videos that we show you guys. Like, we are just so personal with you.
So devoted, and lots of challenges embedded that you can either take or not take. Anyway, we hope you'll join us. Click the link in the description if you're ready.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and comment a purple heart if you made it to the end of the video, and we will see you all the time. We help women beat obesity with our Step It Up system without relying on drugs like Ozempic within 90 days. Click the link in the description to learn how to lose weight without drugs like Ozempic.